Hi there, Mad Hatter here, and I'm back with week 27 of 52 original card tricks. And that means we're in the second half of the year, and I wanted to kick this half of the year off with I think it's the first trick I ever made, which is I call the visible deck, which is a play on the words the invisible deck, which was the first trick that really fooled me and made me feel like magic was something I really wanted to be a part of. And it was back when I was 10 years old, over 25 years ago, and I saw a local magician named Jason Purdy, who's still doing magic now. He amazed us all at the gazebo in this small town, and I'll never forget it. It changed my life. So my version of the trick uses just a normal deck of cards, and I did try to spend the better part of 20 years learning how to do that trick, or figuring it out, I should say. And I did not figure it out. I had to look it up. But it uses a special deck. In this version that I made many versions over those 20 years. This is the one I like the best, so I'm going to do it. And we'll start by getting rid of the jokers. And I can show you that this is a bicycle patriotic deck. So it has, it's called the American flag deck. Anyway, so I'm going to shuffle it, because it's the 4th of July, so happy 4th of July. And so normally I'd have a person here, and I would tell them that story about the invisible deck, and how the trick used an invisible deck that you couldn't see, and would get thrown to you, and then you'd have to look and find a card and turn it over face up. And only that card would turn up face up in the real deck. But you have to do some kind of preparation to get that to happen. So I'm going to tell them that they get to be the magician, and I get to be the participant in the audience, so we can relive my childhood dream. So what they have to do is go through the deck, find a card that they think that I'm going to think of. And we could say maybe the Ace of Diamonds would be a good choice. So pull that out. And then they would put it face up into the middle of the deck somewhere. Let's say about there. That feels about middle, maybe. Maybe a little further. We want it about middle. Let's see. Yeah. And then the other thing that they would want is a deck box, because when you toss the deck in the air, all the cards would go flying, and we'd have a 52 pickup situation. For this trick, we don't want that. So basically, we could have them look at this deck box. Now the deck box is bicycle American flag deck. Nothing to see here. It's empty. It's a pretty good deck, I think, and nothing in there, so that's good. So what they're going to do is take the deck, put it in there, and then the magician would conceal the deck normally, put it somewhere like in a pocket or something, and then the trick really starts now. So the magician, I would tell them to toss me an invisible deck, and I would pretend to catch it. Oh, I almost dropped it. And then they would say, okay, take out the cards, and find a card that you are going to think of. Oh, don't forget to open the deck box flap, the deck flap. Okay, got it. Box. And then don't drop the cards now. Oh, geez. Okay. So now I'm going to turn this card over face up, close it up, put it in the box. Don't forget to close the box. Toss it back to me. And then I think what happens is the magician is concealing the box, and then they catch it like that, and it just appears. And so that's the first magical part, is the real deck appears. Now in the original version, you couldn't take the deck out of the box until they told you what the card was. But my version has the advantage: you can take the deck out of the box, and then they can tell you. So now, being the spectator, I'm kind of I like to change my mind. I don't always go with the first card I'm thinking of. So I can see that you probably thought that I was thinking of the Ace of Diamonds, but that's not the card I'm thinking of. It's actually the Jack of Hearts. And then the person might be like, oh no, it didn't work. But if we take a look at the deck, if you look carefully, in the middle here, the face-up card is the Jack of Hearts. There's no other face-up card. Not the Ace of Diamonds. So you did better than you thought. Hey, how'd you do that, right? So it's kind of a different version of the trick, but I like it. And you don't have to use special cards. And yeah, you can use anyone's deck to do this. And this is fully detailed in my book, Mad Hatter Book of Card Tricks. Hope you guys enjoyed that. And happy 4th of July. Oh, speaking of the 52 pickup, when you throw the cards and they bail, you have to pick them all up. That is sort of an old, it's not really a game, it's more of a nuisance. But I made a card trick out of that idea, where everyone has to pick up cards, but it's sort of a challenge, so it makes it more fun, and something magical will happen. So tune in next week to see that. Until then, happy 4th of July. Hope everyone has a good time and a magical time. And I will see you next week. Ta-ta for now.